Hey YouTube, what is going on? We are here in beautiful Florence, Italy, outside of Espresso Academy and Mokaflor. They are a roaster and education center. We're gonna get a tour. Let's head on in. So we are inside of Mokaflor and Espresso Academy, and I'm here with Robert, who's a partner of Espresso Academy, which is the educational component of the roastery, and he's going to give us a tour and talk to us a little bit about the school. I've taken a bunch of classes here. They're all SCA affiliated classes as well, so you can get your SCA certifications. Great staff, great experience, so highly recommended if you want to combine some coffee education with your Italian vacation. Hey Robert, so thank you for giving us this tour, and I'll let you kind of take it from here. Why don't you tell us about the roastery?
Sure. We are currently inside Mokaflor. This is I think the third location they've grown into, basically, almost about to grow out of it, potentially. And they started right in the center of Florence in the 50s. On a pretty small machine.
In the 50s?
In the 50s, 1950s.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
in
amazing.
The center, Piazza della Signoria, one of the most, we can say, touristy areas.
Wow, that's
but of
amazing.
course, they quickly outgrew that area. So now we are working on a 120 kilo roaster, which gets charged down there at the lower hopper. Through a vacuum, we pull the beans up into the main hopper. And when the machine is ready, it automatically, most of this happens all automatically. So it automatically opens the hopper, going into the drum. From the drum, this is the only part where there is a bit more manual control, where of course the roaster will keep an eye on the color of the coffee, the speed of the roast, and most importantly, the end of the roast. So the final seconds are completely manual, completely artisanal, we can say.
Okay.
Once our coffee is ready, we drop it into the cooling tray. From the cooling tray, it goes up into a destoner. Once a machine is larger than, we can say, 15 kilos, destoners start becoming really important.
Okay.
There's a pretty high chance that at least in one bag you'll find a couple of stones. After destoning, instead, each single origin goes through one of these pipes into its own silo, which of course means we roast all of our origins separately, so we can optimize each one. We try to get pretty much the same color for all of them, but at different speeds, so that we optimize their flavor. And then only once...
And just a quick question,
yes,
so these are all labeled with origins, so these, you take these off and put them down into here too?
Exactly, so they're all connected to a vacuum.
Okay.
And basically from the bottom, you can connect this to each one depending on which coffee has been roasted.
Cool. Okay.
Which I can guarantee is really tricky, because while you're charging the next batch, the previous one is in the drum, the other one has been cooled. So we're basically, the operator is controlling sometimes 4 separate coffees all at the same time.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty common, not very much here now, but in many roasteries it's common in this case to get confused about which coffee was 4 roasts ago, basically.
For sure. So what happens, have you had somebody accidentally put the wrong...
Oh, accidents happen all the time. So you always end up at least once every month with green coffees mixed with roasted coffees, light roasted with dark roasted, the wrong origin in the wrong... But here I would say it's they've gotten used to it. They know how to avoid, and they know how to fix the problem when it happens. Not if it happens, but when it happens.
When it happens.
And here we can see basically the most popular origins, but sometimes these are pretty much quickly interchangeable, so that here it says what should be in the silo in that case.
Okay.
The silos can take about 250 kilos of coffee. We can walk towards them.
Okay.
So we were just joking before, this is the only area where I couldn't figure out how to switch the light on. Okay. That's not my job usually. But here we keep our separate silos, and at the very end you'll see the blender, which used to be manual. You'd have to pull it back and forth and open the silos individually. It has a scale on it. Today, instead, all of this is connected to a computer. So you basically just go to a touch screen and you press, we want 200 kilos of the golden blend, and it knows what to do. It just goes back and forth.
Oh, cool. So it pulls all of each single origin, whatever's needed, and it automatically mixes it and everything.
Exactly.
Wow,
and then
that's so cool.
After blending, another vacuum starts, and it starts pulling the coffee into the final packaging area. These machines are going to pre-weigh, fill the bag, and then the bag goes through the sealing machine, with the famous 2-year expiry date. And then, of course, the bag goes in a box. The box goes on a pallet. Pallet gets wrapped and shipped.
And do you have somebody that's here filling? So this is a manual part of the assembly.
Exactly.
Of the product.
Most of the work here is still done completely manually, which of course a lot of clients value a lot. But also part of the job is done through automatic packaging machines, which we can see here in the back.
Okay.
Which sounds much easier and faster, but actually it still takes a person per machine to keep them under control, to see that they're still set correctly if there are any adjustments to make. So yes, these machines can do 250 gram bags, 1 kilo bags, pre-ground vacuum sealed bags potentially, although we've seen those are becoming less and less popular. People see more value when it's not vacuum sealed. So even when you buy,
interesting.
Yes, it seems like people are willing to spend.
These have a one-way valve on the bag.
Here, this also allows us to use freshly ground coffee and put it directly in the bag and ship.
Okay.
Instead of having to let it degas and then vacuum seal it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And maybe people figured that out, and that's why they appreciate it more.
Sure. And then is this specialty grade, or is it a mix of?
This specific blend, the golden blend, is made with, we can say, medium high quality commodity coffees.
Okay.
But we have a different section of the roastery where instead we work almost exclusively with specialty coffees.
Okay.
But we roast those 5 kilos at the time, not 120. That'd be a little bit scary.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So a lot of these customers are going to be cafes, wholesale, maybe some grocery stores, those types of...
even supermarkets.
Okay.
So yes, this is the more productive area. They go through, I'm not completely sure, but around 2,000 kilos a day, something like that, shipped worldwide to, as you said, it could be chains of restaurants or bakeries, coffee shops. While in the other room where we were doing the training session today, that's the 5 kilo machine that we use for B2C, basically. So, people just enjoying filter coffee at home or giving each other St. Valentine's present.
Yeah. Okay. And so is the specialty coffee arm of the roastery, is it under the same name or different name?
Different name. So we have Cafe Lab is the specialty coffee project. It's in the same roof from a business point of view, but it became eventually a pretty much an online shop, we can say, where specialty coffee is sold, also the Mokaflor blends, brewing equipment and accessories and so on.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
And then of course under the same roof there's us, the Espresso Academy team, with our classes.
Awesome. Okay. And do you want to talk a little bit about the classes that you offer and how long the school's been in operation? Yes,
absolutely. So the school was here before I started. I started only 10 years ago in 2016, and but my colleague Gabriele, I think he started teaching in 2010, maybe 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, so a bit before. They used to train mainly Mokaflor clients initially for free, but then gradually the school turned into a more open project, we can say. So now we're attracting students from all over the world, on average about 1,000 per year.
Wow.
And we teach a lot of barista classes. So my colleagues also teach latte art, barman classes for cocktails, coffee shop management, while I take care mainly of the tasting, roasting and green coffee selection.
Okay.
We introduced together the technician course for espresso machine maintenance and repair.
Okay.
Which for the moment, at least in Italy, it's still pretty rare to find. And this is, of course, good news for us and also for a lot of students. A lot of people are looking for clarity in the espresso technician field. And we're glad to be a little bit of a central point, at least in Italy, for potential technicians.
Okay, cool, very cool. And then so if somebody wants to sign up for a class, would they just go to your website? And I found it pretty easily on Google. The first class that I came here a couple years ago, I think it was like one of the top 2 or 3 search results for SCA or coffee courses or something to that effect. So
that's the result. Probably Google trusts us somehow.
Yeah.
And so does ChatGPT and so on. So pretty much wherever you look, we'll show up. It'll show us somehow.
And you have a 4.9 on Google, so
4.9
there's
Google,
something to be said for that. So that's pretty amazing.
Positive reviews, you gain a bit of trust, and but also I think it's also very much time related. So we've been teaching, me only 10 years, but the school has been teaching for so many years with positive reviews that and of course there's also a lot of hard work. So a lot of my colleagues are constantly writing blogs and trying to do reviews just like like yourself, but mainly written.
Yep.
And that seems to work pretty well. So yes, if you look for Coffee School Italy, you'll find us.
Espresso Academy in beautiful Firenze.
In Firenze, absolutely.
So.
Or if you look for excuse to visit Florence, then we'll also show up maybe.
Yep, come take some classes and make a vacation out of it as well. So, and don't you all have the original roaster downstairs?
Yeah, the
Is that the one
roaster
in the corner? It's wood-fired.
Yeah, it's the 5 kilo roaster where the wood just goes straight under the drum.
Can we see it really quick?
Sure, of course.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. Let's go.
Yeah. So there we go. This is a very traditional, pretty ancient machine where you add the wood logs directly here under the drum, which of course now would not be very practical, but that's basically, you just throw the wood in and it burns under the drum as it spins.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's very, very basic. Today, usually wood-fired roasters, they still make them, they still exist, but they have an external combustion chamber. So it doesn't really matter how hot it gets, you can control the hot air that goes into the machine and blend it with cold air. So those are pretty manageable.
Interesting.
Here instead, depending on the size of the stick, you get a faster, it's not very easy to control. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Piece of history for sure. So, and if you come to a class here, you will spend most of your time down here, and they have got the full setup, grinders galore, espresso machines galore, all the things, and really fantastic experience, fantastic staff. So thank you, Robert, for the tour, and give them a follow on social media. Check out their website.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Well, hope you enjoyed the tour. And seriously, if you're looking to take coffee classes, they have Espresso Academy has a full week coffee route where you can do all the foundation level courses, and you can add the SCA certification if you want. But it's really fun, great way to meet people from all around the world. And it's just a blast. The instruction is really high quality, and they really care about students learning and having fun. So if you haven't, give us a follow, subscribe, greatly appreciate the support. And until next time, happy brewing, make it a great day.